What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Go Get 'Em Sports Live. I'm your host, Adam Danis. My co-host, Shane Williamson, will be joining us shortly. Today, we got NFL Week 8. Missed the last 2 weeks. We're back for NFL Week 8. You hear our best bets, including some player props. You got everything you need for parlays, team totals, every line you got for Week 8 right here, right now on Go Get 'Em Sports Live. Before we start today's show, I'd like to remind you guys of our two awesome sponsors. Our first one being, of course, PickCity.com, where they have a pick for you in every game, every league. Every league, they get you covered at PickCity.com. Our second sponsor is, of course, my boy at WagerAttack.com. Hit him up on Twitter or IG and tell him your boy Go Get Him sent you. You'll get a 125% free play bonus on top of your original deposit and a free bottle of wine sent right to your front step. All right, I'm going to welcome my boy Shane Billiam Williamson right to the show. We'll get right into it. Week 8 of the season, moving pretty quickly. This is the halfway point, or just about the halfway point. No more undefeated teams, Shane. What do you think about that?
I mean, it was always the Packers this weekend, or not this weekend, this Thursday. I don't know what people were thinking. If you give Aaron Rodgers like more than 5 points,
In prime
time, you just take the Packers and move on.
Yeah, Packers were the easy pick for us. Obviously Thursday night. Everybody and their mama was on the Cardinals just because of. Not just because of it's a big deal, but when you lose Devontae Adams, Lazard, and you already have Montez Scallon out as your top 3 receivers, it's pretty hard to predict a team to win, especially against a team like the Cardinals, who have been just so hot to start the year. Kyler Murray, top 3 MVP contention, probably. I don't know if he still is after last week, or this past Thursday, I should mean. But you can see why the public was on the Cardinals, just because that's the right play in the mindset of what they should win. But when it comes down to capping sports, you see why like some people have a knack like we do for seeing what lines are what and what they represent. So we were all over the Packers. We got them at plus 7.5. Cash easily, of course, with that pick in the end of the game. But we'll move right into Week 8 this Sunday, starting about a couple hours, 2 hours. We got the Falcons and the Panthers, kind of a snooze fest type of game. What do you got for this game, Shane?
Teams going in opposite directions. Falcons seem to have found a stride. Panthers can't do anything without Christian McCaffrey. Divisional game. Just gonna ride the high hand in this one.
Yeah, I like the Falcons as well. Yeah, the Falcons at home. Their offense has been clicking. They got Cover really back last week. He's playing again this week. Stefan Gilmore probably on him to start today. I think it's a huge problem. No, it's his first game of the year. Gilmore's first game. Don't know how much football shape he is in. We'll see that matchup. I think Ridley's prop is over 75.5. I lean the under just because of Gilmore's presence. But I still think Ridley has a somewhat good fantasy game today. I look at Kyle Pitts, have a good game as well. He's coming on strong these past couple weeks. I'm all over the Falcons today. I think Falcons roll. This Panthers offense is just putrid this past couple weeks, especially on the road. They scored 3 points last week. Was it last week on the road against the Giants?
Yep.
Yeah, 3 points on the road last week. And they're traveling to Atlanta. Not an easy place to play. I think Matt Ryan and that team has all momentum in the world right now. So I'm taking the Falcons and rolling with the hot hand that Dick Shane is. Next matchup, we get the Bills at the Dolphins. Not really much to say here. I think Bills continue to just do their thing and roll through this Dolphins team, which has been a total disappointment after week 1. Coming off 6 straight losses. They're away at the Bills this week. Bills spread's pretty big. It's grown over the past couple of days. What do you think about the spread, Shane?
Hammer the Bills spread.
Hammer it.
Josh Allen owns the Dolphins. Move on.
Shane's talking like it's a done deal already. Like this spread's no biggie. It's at 16 right now. Is that correct?
Bills win by
16.
at least 21.
I think so.
I mean, they've already played this season and they won like 35-0.
Yeah, when was that?
Week 2.
Week 2, yeah. That was when Tua got hurt. Yeah, I remember that game. This is I'd say a pretty big game for the Bills, to be honest with you. I think they need to show people after that debacle against Tennessee at home on Monday night that they're a real deal. Like they're the real deal in the AFC. So this is a big game for them. Their team total is at 31.5. I like the over on that as well. At home, this Dolphins defense is still not what we thought it was at the beginning of the year. This Dolphins team really has nothing to play for anymore. They gave up 45 to Tampa Bay. They gave up 30 to Atlanta last week. I think this team total could go over pretty easily. It's at 31.5 right now. I'm leaning the over and the team total and the Bills covering the spread. Next game, one of my favorite games, not because of the game, but the team's playing. The Bears travel to San Fran at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I know you and I talked about this earlier or last night. I'm all over the Niners here.
Justin Fields is trash. Let's just leave it at that.
Niners at -4. I love it. I love it even more if it's -3. But I still lean the -4 here. I don't think the Bears really have much to show on offense. A really big game for the Niners this week. This is a must-win game. You cannot go 5 straight losses in that division. Must-win game for San Fran at home. I think they roll here. Double-digit win easily for this team today. What do you think about the quarterback battle between Jimmy G and Trey Lance?
Jimmy G will start the rest of the season unless they get eliminated from the playoffs. Once they get eliminated from the playoffs, then Trey Lance goes in.
And then what do you see Jimmy G doing after that? Like end of the year, like is he just sitting the rest of the year, or is he in like a mentor role, or is he next year he's gone, or what's the deal with Jimmy G?
He's probably gone next year. Next year, Trey Lance will be the quarterback. What team Garoppolo goes to, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe if the Lions look to move on from Jared Goff, they go get Garoppolo. I don't know.
Yeah, because Patriots are obviously out of that window now because Mac Jones is playing probably better than we expected him to.
Washington could be a spot for Garoppolo.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, if Big Ben retires. Certainly some cool teams looking for quarterbacks next year that could make a big move and maybe sign him or grab him in the trade or something. The thing with Jimmy G, his contract is non-guaranteed the next couple of years. So they can cut him after this year and have no deal with that. Like, it's just perfectly fine for the Niners. So I think if they lose, they're going to win today. They're probably going to lose to the Cardinals. Once that happens, I think Jimmy G sits the rest of the year, look for some trade opportunities, maybe at the deadline, or they wait till next offseason to either cut him or see if they can trade for somebody. I think Jimmy G's tenure is just about over with in San Fran. But yeah, must win for the Niners this week. I think we both agree on that.
Yep.
Browns at the Steelers. Another snooze fest. Both quarterbacks. I think they're both out. I mean, Keenum's playing today, right? Baker Mayfield's still out.
No, Baker's playing.
Baker is playing now.
Baker and Chubb are both playing today.
Okay. I still like the Steelers here. I think it's a revenge game for the Steelers team from last year. I love the under. Total's at 44 yesterday, drops down to 42.5 today. There's this crazy stat, and you can't quote me on this because I don't know the exact numbers, but Steelers on the road with Tomlin is like 44-20 all time. Steelers on the road as a total under is like 44-20 with Tomlin.
Give me
crazy
the
stat.
Browns.
I think that's the Browns because they're getting healthier. They got Baker back today. Probably a must-win game for the Browns today. They're 3-1 at home on the year. Only lost to the Cardinals. It's hard not to pick at the Browns today. The line's at 4. It's kind of like the situation in San Fran. It's a must-win game for the Browns. Do I trust the Browns as a team? I don't know. That's our problem.
I trust them more than Big Ben.
Probably. For me, that my play here is the under 44. I see like maybe a 21-14, 21-13 type of game here. For either team who wins. Either team could put up 20 points today, but I just don't see it happening. So under 44 is my play in the game. Shane likes the Browns at -4. Think Chubb gets in the end zone today?
Multiple times.
Multiple times. So 2+ touchdown prop for Chubb today could be a play as well. That's got to be a +200 at least, I think, coming off an injury. Next game. Pretty interesting game. It's kind of, they call it the wild card game of the week just because it's just doesn't really matter type of game, but it does at some point because do you think the Lions go winless throughout the year? I don't think so. You agree with that, I think, as well.
They're winning
The
today,
Lions
so.
come. I agree. Lions come in 0-7 against this Eagles team, who's just been the most inconsistent team I've ever seen in the NFL. They're 1-5 their last 6 after their Week 1 win against Atlanta. On the road this year, the Eagles are 2-2, but the Lions team is just so close. They came out hot against the Rams. They did some crazy shit last week with the onside kick, the fake punt twice, I think it was. They got to come. This is the week. They have to do it at home. They're getting, 3.5 at home?
Yeah.
I think 3.5. That's a
Give
play
me
for
all
me
of
as
that
well.
spread.
All of it, yep. I like all of it. But yeah, both on the line today. Eagles just no Miles Sanders today, which doesn't help me either. Yeah, I think Eagles lose 3 straight, unfortunately, and head to the Chargers in Week 9, which could make it 4 straight games, which is just about end their season. The next game, which we kind of disagree on already, the Colts and Titans. Talk about line movement in this game, right, Shane? The Colts at home, 1-2 to start the year. Tennessee comes in 2-1 on the road. They're both hot. Both teams are hot right now. This is going to be down to the wire in the division. Tennessee's won 5 of the last 6 after the first loss of the season to the Cardinals. Colts come in winning their 3 of the last 4 after starting the year off 0-3. You love the Titans today. Am I incorrect?
I'm all over the Titans.
All over them. The line went from -1 of the Titans to +2.5 Titans in a matter of days. A lot of big money came on the Colts earlier this week. I think sharp money is going to come back in on the Titans, +3, +3.5 late this afternoon before tip-off. I'm leaning the Titans here, but I like the over better at 51.5. I think both teams could put up 30 easily today. Carson Wentz playing better. Ryan Tannehill is playing pretty well. Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. Jonathan Taylor is running the ball at the middle like a madman. Him and Derrick Henry are 1-2 in league rushing this year. I think most people predicted Taylor to have a sophomore slump, kind of. I think we both agree with that. He's kind of proving us wrong. I know it's only week 8, but he's playing pretty well. Pittman's playing pretty well. It's going to be a good game. 3 points, it's going to be close. I don't see either being a blow either way. But I lean the Titans here just because their offense is moving and they just shut out the Chiefs basically last week. So I lean the Titans with Shane today. The Jets at the Bengals. We have a whale play in the. Oh, you want to go first? All right, let's hear it.
It's the Jets. Move on.
I know it's the Jets. We got to talk about somewhat. Jets are home today. Only win on the year is being at home. Shane, who was that against again?
The Titans.
Oh, the Titans. Yeah, that fucked our day up
but
nicely.
They're without their quarterback. Let's keep that in mind.
Yep. The Bengals come in a big win off the Ravens last week. We were wrong on that one. Winners of 4 of the last 5 after a 1-1 start to start the year. On the road this year, they're 3-1, winning 3 straight, putting up 41 points, 34 points, and 24 points the last 3. This offense is on fire, cooking. Everyone's healthy. Trey Lance, Boyd, Mixon, they're all back fully healthy now. Joe Burrow playing like we thought he would this year. He's hot. The Jets, is Flacco starting today or is it Mike White?
It's Mike White.
Mike White, his first career start in the NFL. I think he gets absolutely cooked. Cooked.
Yes.
I see like a 31-3 game today, 31-7 game, something like that. Total blowout. I know a lot of sharp guys are on the Jets plus 12. If I just can't do it. I cannot bet the Jets with any whatso points at all. It could be 21. I'm not taking them. They're just that bad of a football team. Robert Saleh got some work to do with that team going forward. All right, moving on to the 4 p.m. slate games. Chargers and the Patriots.
You
I
couldn't
want you
pay
to
me
go
to touch
first
this
here.
game. You could
I want
not
you to
pay
go
me to touch
first.
this.
Why?
Betting
Why is
wise,
that?
could not touch this. I can't.
All right,
But
gun
if
to
I
your
were to
head. What are
lean,
you going with?
if I'm leaning somewhere, I'm leaning Chargers. But I can't do it.
Okay. Why can't you do that? Is it because Bill Belichick?
It's because it's Bill Belichick.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a little stat. The Chargers, off a bye, the past, I think it was 3 seasons, are like a 30% winning percentage covering after the bye. So everyone thinks, oh, the Chargers are off a bye, a whole week to prepare for this not great Patriots offense and not so stellar Patriots defense so far this year. Everyone's taking the Chargers. I am all over the Pats today. No bias whatsoever. This could be the game of the week, meaning it's going to be back and forth. Now, this is either going to be like a 30-point game, or it's going to be like a 17-17 down to the wire field goal win. I think Chargers end up winning this game, but I think the Patriots cover. It was at 6 early this week. It's down to 4. Heavy money on plus 6 for the Pats. I don't blame them. Then a stat for you. Bill Belichick on the road has not given up 27 or more points since the Patriots' Week 2 loss to the Seahawks last year when Cam Newton kind of went off and almost won that game last year versus Seahawks. So he hasn't given up 27 or more on the road since that game, where he gave up 35. Chargers team total sits at 27.5. I lean the under heavily on that. What do you think?
This game is just so weird. I have like no opinions on it. If there's one game to stay away from betting wise, it's this one.
I'm not putting any money on it. Maybe the team total. That's about it. I don't see them giving up 28 points to this Chargers team. Eckler's not 100%. Herbert hasn't really looked good these past couple weeks. I know he's Herbert. He'll bounce back, of course, but I don't think it's this week against the Patriots defense, who's been playing well. This Chargers O-line, I still think is a little bit suspect. So I think Judon and those guys up front could get to Herbert a little bit and make him and pressure him. This could be just a run and slow game. Damian Harris, Austin Eckler, maybe 80 yards plus each. I know we like Harris's yards again at 71.5. I think Harris anytime touchdown score is definitely another hit today as well. He's getting the end zone every single week now, and this Chargers run defense is absolutely horrendous. We saw what the Browns did with Chubb and Hunt a couple weeks ago against this Chargers team. I think Harris goes for $120 and maybe 2 touchdowns today. I think a big game from him. Next game, another snooze fest of a game. This is where I think the upset comes into play again. The Jacksonville Jaguars go to Seattle today. Seattle at home, 0-3 to start the year. Did they get their first win today?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. We both agree on that one. Jacksonville gets their second win of the year. They're 0-2 on the road this year against the Bengals and the Texans. Both for close games. Only lost by 3 to the Bengals. Seahawks offense. One word for Seahawks offense, Shane. What is it?
Putrid.
Awful. Terrible. Pete Carroll, you got to figure something out, dude. I know you're without Russell Wilson.
We're not. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. They have Geno Smith at quarterback. Don't even.
I know, but okay. The last game they played, which was the snooze fest
Monday night
against
game
New Orleans,
against the Saints.
Yep.
Yes.
The second half of the ball game, you did not throw the ball more than 5 times
because he doesn't trust Geno Smith.
I know, but
Geno
the
Smith
Saints.
can't throw the ball. Everybody thinks he's good at throwing the ball because he came in late in that game against the Rams and threw like 2 touchdowns. No, Geno Smith is
Oh no,
bad. There's a reason
so
he's a backup the whole
big
time.
overreaction. Yeah, big overreaction. But you still have to have some type of balance between the running game and the throwing game. The
You
Saints
can't if your
defense.
quarterback's that bad.
You still gotta try. Anyways, I like Jaguars went outright today. I think Jaguars and Lions both went outright. If you want to throw a little dabble on the parlay there, both to win, probably really good odds today. I just don't see how this Seahawks team scores. Like Alex Collins is gonna get killed again today. He's gonna run up the middle 40 times and get killed, maybe 3 yards a rush. It's unfortunate because the Seahawks team isn't as bad as it is. Just the quarterback situation is horrendous. And everyone's saying, "Oh, go get Cam Newton." It's not much better, my dude.
I mean,
It's not
he's
much
better than Geno Smith.
Not by much, though. It's not a whole lot better. This guy has no arm strength. I mean, maybe it's a little bit more of a scare for the defense, but I don't think it's worth bringing him in now. It's kind of late for that. I think Jaguars win pretty easily today. I think maybe like a 17-7, 21-7 type of game. Next game, you and I both agree on this one as well. The Broncos and the Washington football team face off today in Denver. Shane, you and I both agree when this Broncos team started off 3-0 that it was one of the most overrated 3-0 starts that we've seen in a long time. Since then, What are they?
0-4. Haven't won a game. Hey, breaking news, by the way,
0-4.
Calvin Ridley not playing.
Ooh.
Due to a personal matter.
Dude, what's up with this dude in personal matters?
Maybe
is he all right?
I don't know his family issues. I don't know what's up.
Like, dude, how many times are you gonna be out for a person? What is this, Kyrie Irving?
I mean,
how many times are
you
you gonna be out with a personal
what if something
matter?
serious is going on? You don't know what's going on.
Every other week?
Well, this is only the second week he's missed because of it, but
yeah, but not consecutive weeks though. He played last week. Why? I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. I think the Broncos are a fraudulent team. I think Teddy Bridgewater is coming back down to earth a little bit. Now the football team, obviously, they're not good either. Right? They're 2-5. Lost 3 straight. They have lost. They're 1-2 on the road. Broncos come in at 1-2 at home. I see a snooze fest type of game, maybe like a 17-14, 17-7, something like that. So I like the under in this game just because it's in Denver, tough place to play. Denver's offense is bad, to say the least. And Washington's offense is not that much better, anyways. This is a defensive game today. I lean Washington with the points. I think it's 3.5 still. I think they went outright though.
Yes.
Okay. So that's multiple. We're predicting multiple upsets today. To recap, we got let's see, we got the Lions beating the Eagles today. We got the Titans beating the Colts. So big upset week. Oh, Shane, we forgot to mention one game. Not much to mention this game, but we did skip over the Rams and the Texans game today.
Rams by 30. Move on.
Yeah. Both these big spreads will probably hit today. I don't see how this Houston team scores any points today. The team total is at 14.5, I think. I'd be very surprised if they had that.
If Tyrod Taylor was playing, I would take the Texans points. Just gonna throw that out there.
I agree. Next game, I think we're gonna disagree in this game a little bit. The Buccaneers travel to the Saints today. What do you see on that game?
Give me the Bucs.
Yeah, I disagree. Give me the Saints to put the points today. I think it's a field goal game. This could be another letdown spot for the NFL. I think the Bucs come in and possibly lose this game today. Now here's why. The Bucs and Brady usually throughout the year have the 1 week where it's like, what the hell did we just watch? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Does Brady have that 1 week? All right. So he's due. I think he's due for that week. I think it's this week. In New Orleans, hard place to play. The Saints' run defense is probably top 5 in the league, in my opinion. So Fournette and Jones could have some struggles today. I think Brady throws the ball about 40 times today just because of that run defense. And the Saints at home have only given up about 30 points in 2 games. So they're averaging 15 points a game on defense. I don't see the Bucs scoring too many. I know you like the team total today. Just because the Bucs in general, I can't really disagree with you. Bucs on the road are 2-1. Haven't scored more than 4 touchdowns though on the road this year. If this game's in Tampa Bay, I think it's a wash. I think it's a blowout by the Bucs. But I think Brady traveling to New Orleans today, I think this could be a letdown spot for the Bucs. So I'm gonna play it safe here and just take the Saints points. Maybe tease it up a little bit in a 2-team teaser.
Hear me out. Saints have only played 1 game in New Orleans this season. Because their first game was on a neutral ground.
Yep, you're correct.
The only time they played at home, they lost to the Giants.
Correct.
I don't trust Winston, clearly. Who's he throwing to?
Okay.
Marcus Callaway? Garbage. Deontay Harris is injured. Adam Trautman? Garbage. They're without one of their starting guards. So, Vita Vea or Ndamukong Suh could have a day.
Okay.
And Tom Brady is a fiend right now, so Bucs. And they get Gronk back this week.
Okay, what if I could tell you that the Bucs realistically could be 0-3 to start the year on the road? So they lost their first game on the road to the Rams.
Doesn't matter what they are.
They should have lost to the Patriots at home. Okay. Pats should have beat them on the road. I mean, Bucs on the road. Sorry, in New England they lost because they missed the field goal at the end. And realistically, they should have lost to the Eagles if Jalen Hurts doesn't throw a pick in the fourth quarter there. So I think they realistically could be 0-3 in a row this year. So they're not
Ravens.
a great road
Ravens
team.
could realistically have a negative record. They don't care.
I mean, they showed last week that they maybe should have a negative record. So.
Because
if that's your point, then maybe we should take the.
You can't play good every week, just like you said. Everybody's doing
exactly.
Bad game.
You cannot play good every week. It's why I think it's a letdown spot for the Bucs.
So now the Ravens are a bad team because they.
Nope, never said that.
You just said they look like they should be a negative team last week.
No, I said they could be if that's what you're saying. Then what my point is right now, I just don't see the Bucs playing like they do every single week. I think it's impossible. I think you're one of those guys who believes that too. I think. You hate the notion of this team's going undefeated because it doesn't happen, right? This team's won 4 straight. They're obviously 6-1 in the year. I just don't see them being 7-1. I see them being 6-2 going into week 9. Week 9 would be the football team, which would make them 7-2. I think that's what they're at. I don't think they're a 8-1 team. I don't see it happening. So I think it's just a letdown spot for me. That's just my opinion. Taking the points here just to be safe. Do I think the Bucs could win? Obviously, the Bucs can win any game, right? Any game. So maybe Bucs by a field goal to both win. This is an interesting one. Minnesota at home versus the Cowboys.
See, my principles are conflicted here.
Okay.
Because Dak Prescott is probably not playing.
Probably not.
Which means, hammer the fucking Vikings. What are we talking about here? However,
I know, but
prime time.
But the problem is with that, Shane. The problem with that is everyone's saying that he's not playing. Correct? All the reports saying he's not playing. Blah 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 blah. Why hasn't that line moved at all?
It has.
What's it at now?
The Cowboys started at -2, and now it's Vikings -3.
So it's at 3 now?
Yeah.
It should be 7.
No, that's not. The line's not going to move 10 points. It's not happening.
With Dak Prescott out, I think it should.
A quarterback will not move at 10 points.
What will?
Nothing. Literally nothing. The most the line would move is 5 points, which it did.
So it's at 2.5 now.
You're telling me Cooper Rush is going to win this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Calling it right now. Cowboys money line.
Can't do it. On the
There's
road,
no reason.
on the road with a
There
quarterback that
is
hasn't played a game.
no reason why this line should be 2.5. None.
It's
Zero.
called quarterback.
It's called Cooper Rush. Okay, this line should be at least 5. Exactly. So why is it 2.5?
No, why do you think the line would move 10 points?
Because Cooper Rush is that quarterback
That's not
on
how
the road in his first start.
how betting works. The line's not going to move that much because of one player being out.
Okay, so Vegas is going to let everybody just bet the fucking shit out of the Vikings at 2.5 and lose a bunch of money.
I'm just telling you how it is. The line's not going to move that much because of one player change.
A pretty big change.
You know the line doesn't move that much, so I don't know what you're trying to argue here.
It should, though. Am I wrong?
Did the line move crazy when it went from Baker Mayfield to Case Keenum?
Like, it's the Broncos. The Broncos, dude.
It's same circumstance.
No, it's not.
Okay. The Vikings and the Cowboys, somewhat similar. Both great offenses. Both defenses can give up a lot.
Yes, and now they're without their best player on the road in prime time. This line should not be 2.5.
You know
Hammer
the line
the Cowboys money line. Cowboys money line.
You know the line doesn't move that much.
Hammer the Cowboys money line. Period. There's no way in hell this line should be 2.5.
Okay.
No way. Shane, if Dak Prescott gets hurt Monday or Tuesday in practice, what's this line today?
It's probably the same because it's not going to move that many points.
Are you on crack? You think a Cooper? Hold on 1 second. You think Cooper Rush at quarterback is a 2.5-point underdog on the road in Minnesota?
It's a 5-point swing.
No, I'm asking. You think 2.5 is the correct line?
Do it if it started at the beginning of the week before the lines came out? No, the line wouldn't be like that. But guess what? Dak Prescott was in when the line first came out. They're not going to completely alter the line like that because of one change. You know.
What do you think the line should be?
The line, if Dak Prescott was ruled out, after the game on whenever they played last week, right? It would be Cowboys probably +6. Guess what? He was slated as the starting quarterback to start the week, which means that the line was indicative of that. That's why the Cowboys were favorited.
Yeah, just
because they thought Dak was going to play. Also, if we're going to talk about this, we're on #FadeThePublic. Guess what? Still, 75% of the money's on the Cowboys. We're on Operation Fade the Public in prime time. Give me the Vikings.
I'm not waiting to see what the public is towards 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern time. All right. If this line does not jump to 3.5, I don't know, dude. This is just, it's crazy to me. This line's still 2.5. But I mean, whatever. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I know Vegas can't move the line to fucking 10, like 8 hours before game time. I understand that. But I don't see any normal person does not just hammer the fuck out of Vikings -2.5, -3.5, -4. So I mean, if it stays -2.5, I'd say lock of the century, lock of my lifetime. Kill me if it loses. I guess Vikings -2.5 because I don't see how the Vikings put up points. I mean, the Cowboys put up points today if Cooper Rush is starting quarterback. Period. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, if that's the case, like Shane, if we're gonna keep it at 2.5, and they're gonna fuck with us, and we fall for the trap and we get killed by 7 in Minnesota, then I guess we're suckers because I just don't see how this game's at 2.5. It's like literally messing with my head right now. So I get what you're saying and how they can't change the line like that because it's game day. So I'm guessing Vegas just knows you're gonna get killed today. Is that what they're saying?
I mean, there's still a lot of money on the Cowboys right now.
Yeah, I know.
Because of early bets.
One of these games where I'm probably just I'm obviously not taking anything in this game because it's just a fuckery. But capping wise, it's just like why? You know what I mean? Like why is it this way? But we'll see. Well, Now, what happens if that line goes to like -1.5?
-1.5, then you just still steamroll the fucking Vikings.
Okay,
Just
what
take
if
a
it
money line at
goes
that
to-
point.
Yeah. What if it goes the other way? What if it goes to the Dallas like +4?
I'm still taking the Vikings. Cooper Rush, if he's starting at quarterback, will not have this be a touchdown game.
That's what I mean. I understand that, but we know how that goes. Like, we've been in those situations where, like, all right, last week, perfect example on Thursday, like, fucking Aaron Rodgers throwing to fucking our neighbor, and like, he still beats the undefeated Cardinals on primetime. And that
That's the
line was
difference,
at
though. You can have a receiver that's like not a big name and do good, and like have it not be that surprising. The odds of there being a quarterback that's not good and doing well in prime time, you probably couldn't give me a handful of names that have done that.
Yeah, no. Just one of those games where you just sit back and watch it, in my opinion.
The
Don't
only
put
one I
any
can
money
think
on
of
it.
out of recent memory where a bad quarterback's done well in like prime time like that was Taylor Heineke in the playoffs last year. And
Well,
he
it was just a
lost.
fluke game. Yeah. So, all right, guys, great show today. This is why we do it, right? We love talking about these lines, why these lines are the way they at. Shane and I do this every day. We try to give you guys our best observation of every game, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. But I just this Minnesota Vikings game is gonna kill me till 8:30, just because I just don't see how this game's 2.5. But we've been over the past 10 minutes now. We gotta get going. Yeah, please bet responsibly. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter at Go Get 'em Sports. Shane and I have a max lock at 1 o'clock today. Should be an easy win for us. We've hit our last 5. Looking to go 6-0 this week on whales these past couple days. $20 whale. If we do not hit it, $20 back to you, and this next week of VIP is totally free on us. So we're pretty confident in this pick. And hit us up, Go Get 'em Sports, Twitter, Instagram, DM me until 12:30, and we get that pick to you immediately. All right, guys, you have a blessed Sunday. Please bet responsibly, and we'll see you guys back here next Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right, Shane, I'll see you later, buddy.
Yeah.